Alf, hello. The sports card hobby completely unstoppable right now in 2025 as I'm heading out the door to the National Sports Card Collectors Convention, that's a mouthful, out there in Rosemont, Illinois to see 100,000 of my best friends, maybe more. And not only do we have this great show, but we have got Christmas in July with the REA auction that just kicked off last night. And I'm going to show you some of the goodies, some of the juicy goodies over there at REA. And if you're trying to figure out how do I get to these things, collectrea.com. Go to collectrea.com. I'll put a link down there in my video description as well as in the pinned comments. Make sure you get over there and check out this stuff because you're not going to want to miss it. We'll start right off with one of the most iconic baseball players and athletes of all time, the guy that broke the color barrier, Jackie Robinson, 1949 Bowman number 50, a PSA near mint 8.5. Holy smokes. I don't know what the pop count is for the 49 Bowman Jackie and an 8.5, but I've got to assume it's on the low side. That is a tremendous, tremendous card. We'll stay on baseball, but we'll kick it over to modern. 2001 Bowman Chrome Japanese number 351, Ichiro Suzuki rookie, the gold refractor out of 99. It's a PSA 10, and guess what? That's the only one that there is. Only 49 were made with the Japanese wording on the back of the card. The other 50 had English on the back, and this is the only one in the world that is a PSA 10. 1957-58 Topps Bill Russell rookie card, one of my all-time favorite cards. God, I would love to own this card. And to see kind of these higher grade versions of this card always amaze me because they're so fragile. I mean, these cards, and look, let's not pretend like print quality was amazing going back to 1957, because frankly, it just wasn't. And this one is in a PSA 7.5. Bill Russell rookie card, the all-time great, 9 titles. Rest in peace, Bill, one of the absolute all-time greats. 86 Topps Jerry Rice rookie, it's in a PSA 10. This is a card that I badly want to own at some point. If I had the huge money, if I had the big time money, the Jeff Bezos money, I would want to have this card in a 10 in particular, the 86 Topps football. Well, I love it so much I got a painting of it behind me, all right? So this one is just one of those childhood cards. Jerry Rice, best receiver of all time. He and Montana running the show in the 80s. And this card is just special. That set is special in particular. And the PSA 10, the gem mint copies of these, as you probably figure, there just aren't that many of the PSA 10s. It's not to say that they never sell, but it's always a card that I'm watching. Where are the price points on that particular card? 1968 Topps, the Johnny Bench rookie in a PSA 10. Very popular Reds catcher, all-time great, of course, Johnny Bench. Greatest catcher of all time? Baseball people are going to be like, what, are you crazy? It's not Johnny Bench, or is it? Let me know in the comments down below. 1987-88 Fleer, Michael Jordan, PSA 10, another card that I would love to own. The 87 Fleer set, of course, a little bit more short printed. Look, it's not short printed, but more of a short printed set than the 86 Fleer set. I just love 87 Fleer design. I know it's second year Jordan and all that. I like all the early Jordan stuff if we're looking back. Going back to 84 Star, going to the Interlake card, going to the Nike promo. I love all of the early 80s Jordan cards. This one falls into that bucket. And again, just PSA 10s, people collecting PSA 10s. Extremely hard to find good copies of the 87-88 Fleer Jordan and 10. The centering on these was always way off, so to have a 10, an absolute classic. Another card here that, frankly, I want this card. I want this so badly. I don't know if I can ever afford one, especially in a 5, let alone a higher grade. REA has had this card in particular in higher grades. I think they had it in an 8 going back a few months, 6 months or so. It's the 1935 National Chickle. It's the Bronco Nagurski rookie card in a PSA 5. This is one of those cards when I was a kid. I remember looking in my Beckett football magazine when they first came out in 1989, 1990. I think it was 1990 maybe. I know the basketball version came out in 1990. Did the football version come out in 89, the first Beckett? Anyway, I remember looking back at the price guide, just like, where does this thing start when I was a kid, 9, 10? And they had that card, the Bronco Nagurski card, all the way back in 1990. And look, you're like, oh, that's not that long ago. It's 35, 36 years ago we're talking about now. So it's a little bit ago. And this was always a big hobby card. Huge card. Vintage football doesn't necessarily get the same sort of a love that vintage baseball does. This is not going to be on par with the 52 Topps Mantles, but for football cards, this is way up there in importance. Absolutely love this card. Pete Rose, man, the legend, should be in the Hall of Fame. I know baseball people are going to go nuts on me maybe in the comments, but should be in the Hall of Fame. 1976 Pete Rose, the Reds signed and photo match game used home jersey World Championship season. It is graded out a Mears A 9.5 resolution photo match from October 1976. Very, very cool item. I know that there are a lot of Pete Rose collectors. Again, game used stuff and going all the way back to the 70s. This is one of the greatest baseball players ever, Pete Rose. He'll always be remembered for the gambling stuff, but you can't take away that this guy was just one hell of a baseball player. So anyway, I hope that now that he's passed, that he gets some love as far as the Hall of Fame goes, as far as just the accolades that he does deserve. On to some football. The GOAT, Tom Brady, 2000 Bowman Chrome. Tom Brady in a PSA 10 is out on auction. Another card that I would really love to have. It's kind of that flagship rookie card for Tom Brady. It's always going to be a great card for him. That Bowman Chrome PSA 10. Okay, this is an interesting one. Circa 1980s, Walter Payton, Chicago Bears game-used cleats. Passed away way too young. Now, of course, we've got the Walter Payton Man of the Year award that goes out to an NFL player that does, I believe it's based around philanthropy. Walter Payton, some will say, is the greatest running back of all time. Some will say Jim Brown. Some will say Barry Sanders. But Walter Payton is always going to be at the very high, the top of the food chain when we're talking about running backs in the NFL and just football players, period. So to have game-used cleats here at auction, and to be honest with you, I cover a lot of auction items. I don't see a lot of Walter Payton game-used cleats that come through here. I don't see it. And again, I cover a lot of these types of auctions here on YouTube. 1975 Topps Football Complete Set. This is sweet, man. This is sweet. Includes the rookie cards of Hall of Famers Mel Blount, Dan Fouts, Cliff Branch, Drew Pearson, and Steelers wide receiver Lynn Swann. That is really, really cool. This is a complete set in the PSA set registry. Make sure to check this out. And we'll end here, another classic, 1925 Exhibits Lou Gehrig, rookie card, SGC 2.5. Lou Gehrig, of course, one of these all-timers. And man, I'm going to the National this week. By the time this airs, I'll be almost getting on a plane. And I'm looking for vintage baseball here, and there's plenty of it at the National. So this is going to be a really fun week for me because I don't own any vintage baseball. I own vintage football. I own vintage basketball. Got plenty of trading cards and collectibles, but it's time for the vintage baseball card journey to begin this week. Friends, make sure to check out this auction at Collect REA. I'll be with Brian Dwyer and the gang on site at the National. We're going to do a little interview thing and take a look at a lot of these items in person. Stay glued in on this channel because we're going to have some national coverage and we'll be able to see a lot of these items and more here over the next few days. Have an amazing day ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.